Either. This over here. Take this out. All right. S&P 500 update. Come on, piece of shit. Nah. All right. S&P 500 update. All right. So this is the daily again. Um, yeah, your Wednesday and Thursday was Trump move. So notice how the market opened. We were closed on Friday, creating all-time high. Monday and Tuesday, we waited because the only thing that we were already waiting for was Trump going to China and the whole pack or whatnot. So therefore, because of with that, it gave the market that excitement to go in, and because the numbers, it was creating all-time high. Anyways, so then what happens? Uh, Thursday night, I think going into Friday, we end up getting yields. So yield was is now the issue now. So you got yields, oil, the war, and the data, and the FOMC. I also said yesterday how to pay attention to where it was gonna fall, where it should fall, or where the market was gonna sustain. So I'm gonna put my drawings, but I'm gonna explain. All right, it's too much. I'm gonna take this one out. So in these boxes yesterday, I was explaining on the forward candle. Let me go wire candle. Take away this shit. Take away this. Oh, wait. Remove that. All right, so this is your weekly all-time high. This is your last support that we had. If we lost this price right here, we would have started dropping down into this 50 Fibonacci zone right here. Then from there, keep on going down to this daily trend line. There's a daily uptrend that is happening right here. So on top of that, like I said, this is where we closed these last 2 weeks. So there's a key area to pass, especially after the market came down to it, broke it, tested it, and finally broke it down and got trapped underneath and inside of this box, this yellow box that you see right here. This one right here. On top of that, you had a 1 hour 50 Fibonacci and you had a 4 hour candle 50 Fibonacci. And right here, you go to your 2 hour candle. It's all concentrated right there. Third one concentrates right here. Fourth one. So there's a strong 4 hour candle you can see right here too. We're either gonna form this. We're either gonna form head and shoulders and complete and going down, or we're going to, cancel it, which is pretty much technically we already completed, but you can see um, it's not breaking it. So that's why yesterday I was saying um, that the market was gonna close inside of this box or try to close inside of this box. As you can see right here, we close at where's it at? 2 p.m. So we closed right in here. So I knew that either the mark Asia and Europe, Asia either was gonna bring it down in this area right here, and then Europe bring it back up, or Asia was gonna bring it here, and if the worst, Europe was gonna come and bring it down here, or Asia from from 6 to 10, what could have been um your 10 o'clock move or whatever whatnot at 10, and then Europe would press it down even more at 11, 12, and as it seemed it's gonna fall down, and between your 11:45, 12:30, it would have started going back up. And as the data, not the data, but as the market opened up with anticipation of the not the Fed really, it's more Nvidia, the market would start rallying or whatnot. So since it sustained there the whole day, um, I was gonna go for a day trade during the night, but I learned from my from the past, so I decided not to. Because I'm glad it played out like I said. So here we have the 1 hour candle. Notice how um so it's 5 p.m. 4. So notice how this whole time your next sweet spot was gonna be your 3:45 to 4:30. And notice how even though it went for it, it went back up and we closed four candle at 6. So it's very important. They're still very bullish. So the next time was gonna be your from 6 to 10. So that will be your 7:45 to 8:30. So here we come for 7. That's 7:45 to 8:30. 7:45 to 8:30. It should have pulled down, close here at 10, bullshit here at 10, 11:45, 12:30. Seeing like we're gonna go down, going up all of a sudden, close here at 2 in the morning, and then from 2 in the morning, start going back up. If that was the worst scenario that I was seeing. The other one that I saw was, so this was 60% that was gonna happen, and this was a 40% was gonna happen. And if we did close here, the worst we are gonna go and was gonna be in this strong supporting area and then start going back up. All right, so that didn't happen. Just this happened. So that's what gave me that bullishness. Like, all right, the market is anticipating this Nvidia. Otherwise, if we were scared or if yields would have been fucking going up throughout the night, you would have seen break the support area right here. And that's another thing I was mentioning. How notice how once we rally here, this was an area that we created legs. So in a way, we're stretching, we're creating more legs. In a way, I also think this is like your your a floating island. Just see it as a floating island. You see how the market is way down here and this is hovering around, just see it and your support is right here. This and the island is just floating up there. So as long as we maintain that posture of the image of the fucking floating island, we're still good. That creates a more stronger support. So the next time we come on down, whether it be later on today or whatever, it still is a good indicator. Especially the more you go into your higher time frames, the more you can see where that support is really at. You can see it right here, from here to right here in this region. Once you start getting inside of this region, that's when you really start paying attention to the market. We're gonna start fucking breaking on down, and you will see that with the crypto. You will see that with Bitcoin, Ethereum. I bet you Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP are also rallying like that. Let's check them real quick. You see how they're still bullish, how they still have that momentum, how they're breaking the pattern that they were stuck on since Monday. Same with Ethereum and XRP now. Today, what crypto's gonna tell you where we're going later on after all this fucking bullshit. Especially after earnings comes out and everything. If you see Ethereum, if you see Ethereum come down here to this 50 weekly Fibonacci, on top of that, It's gonna break a weekly. On top of that, it's also on a 3 monthly support. So it's a 3 monthly support that's also right above a 50 Fibonacci, or the 50 Fibonacci is at pretty much. So either Nvidia is gonna save us somewhat, because the Fed, we already know what the Fed's gonna say. Hey, when the rate cuts are way, 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 way over there. So either that's gonna scare us and Nvidia's gonna save us. But if Nvidia comes out with bullshit, we're gonna go down. On top of that, what's gonna make it go down or whatever, because let's say at the market ends up reversing and closing above a certain price, to make you seem, oh look, it went up to a certain first, like pretty much what's happening right now with the S&P, that they broke this weekly and it just keeps trying to break above a mental fucking price or whatnot, and the market just keeps fucking paying attention to it, pay attention to it, pay attention to it, and get distracted. Um, so once you see, because what we also have, we have the jobless claims on Thursday. So look, let me show you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get this. I already did this, but I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna go to ChatGPT and I'm gonna tell it that I want the following to be ranked and explain why it's important. And let me go. Let's check. Rank the following and this. Rank the following, describe how to read it and get it in the simple terms. Um, what else? What else? And following and one. Okay, yeah. All right. Send the list. All right. For example. All right, guys. I'm gonna show you real quick. All right. All right. Most important event ranked highest, marked impact to lowest. Personal consumption, PCE on Friday. This is the Fed favorites inflation report. This is one of the biggest reports for stocks, bonds, gold, Bitcoin, rate cuts expectations. Key reports, PCE index, simple meaning, higher inflation, bad for rates, low inflation, good for rate cuts. How to read it. If actually forecast inflation harder than expected, Fed may stay restrictive longer than usual. That's bad for stocks, bad for bonds, good for the dollar, and if actual forecast inflation cooling, markets may praise rate cuts sooner. Usually the market goes up. Most important number, core PCE year over year. Second one is GDP. Second revision on Friday also. What it measures total economic growth in the U.S. Simple meaning: strong GDP, economic strong. Weaker GDP, economy slower. Economy slower. How markets read is strong GDP, high inflation can be bearish because the Fed may keep rate cuts. You know, weak GDP, low inflation can actually become bullish. Market thinks Fed and cut rates. Important concept: sometimes bad economic data becomes bullish because investors expect Fed. Yeah, that's what we want. We want Fed bad, not bad enough with this crazy bad, but bad enough where, hey, they got to step in because those numbers were a little bit too high, and the Fed will come and cut interest rate. But we have a new guy coming in, so I don't know if the new is Powell. Powell said he was gonna stay till he fixed the issue that he was having, the lawsuit that he had about the whole Pentagon money thing bullshit. So he may be still, or the new guy's gonna step in. So that's gonna be that's gonna be interesting one whenever it happens, because I think the FOM minutes, I think it's just a report. That's about it. It's not really a speech. Here it is. Detailed, yeah, detailed note from the last Fed minute. Yeah, pretty much what they talked about last time that they got together. The Fed members, what they talked about, and they write it down on a piece of paper and they talk about it. Investors look for Fed fears about inflation, discussions, and concerns about jobs. Simple terms: hawkish. Fed wants tighter policy. Dovish. Fed more open to cuts. We're gonna get more hawkish. That's what we're expecting. We're not expecting dovish. We're expecting hawkish. Yeah, bad for the market. Yields go up, but then yields are already too high, so they might, to keep yields down, they might fucking just say, hey, we do see rate cuts because we're seeing that'll be some unexpected shit, and then they'll fucking send the S&P flying up. But I don't expect that to happen. May 26th. So notice how all this shit is pretty much next week, right? Oh, this is it today, next week, yeah. Yeah, pretty much everything next week. Customer confidence. Pretty much us, are we buying, are we not buying that much? Sort of shit. Durable goods. This is gonna be bad. I believe we're gonna get bad numbers with this. That's where the transportation numbers can distort results because airplanes orders are huge. That's why the markets are watching initial jobless claim, which is gonna be tomorrow. So tomorrow in the 28th. I mean, yeah, tomorrow in the 28th. Very fucking interesting. Also on Thursday, this Friday. So you see how we still got more important data or whatnot. All right, so for the S&P 500, let me see if we closed the 8-hour candle. We did. That's gonna be blue. Any 4 candle. We're gonna close at 10. So let's see, a 3-hour candle. Close right here. All right. It's 8:19, so it's your 7:45 to 8:30. If we stay here and we close here at 9, and then 10 o'clock pulls down hard, and then we may have these fucking wide spans right here. We'll get trapped here. Um, we need to get out of this box right here and close on this one to have to be more bullish, you're gonna see more people. It's gonna bring the market more. So that's why it's trying to close below that 12. This is a 12-hour candle resistance right here, and this is the daily, and this is the weekly. The fact that we're passing this current forward candle above it is bullish, but this might be a trap area right here. We may come down. Let me see, get my indicator. Let me see any resistance above. We don't really got any, so let me go lower. All right, so my indicator is telling me trading wise, these are your entries and these are your targets. Oh, I forgot we're gonna do it the other way. Yo, my bad, yo, Aries. I forgot we are gonna do this shit differently. I just remember right now. I was like, yo, when were we gonna supposed to put this shit in Discord and then do this and that? So my bad about that shit. Um, but I'm probably gonna. What can I do? Can I just go watch? Go back to. Well, that's pretty much it for now. Also want to pay attention to indicator. 8-hour we're curving. 4 candle we're already fucking pinching up, and you can see how it goes with it. We're still in Mexico. We want to go to the United States to really see momentum. So this is momentum, but still, that means if this bitch is the one, or this rally does fucking still keep on going, once you see this 4 candle getting to the border, I mean, it's fucking, we're about to fucking, this rally about to keep on skyrocketing. But and things are tensions are fucking bad right now with the war, with yields and oil and all that shit. We may get stuck in this low volume whatnot, and we can start dumping on down. Especially if we get some unexpected reports from Nvidia, or the FOMC, like some crazy shit. But I don't think the FOMC is gonna say some crazy shit. Just the typical shit that, hey, we don't see rate cuts, and the market's gonna say, all right, fuck it, all right, cool. But what about you, Nvidia? Nvidia's gonna say, oh yeah, my bad, you guys. We missed this, a snap, so we tanked instead of going up, and the market pulls back, but then here comes initial claims, initial jobless claims, whatever, as the last like savior, and then it's gonna either save us, be like, oh fuck yeah, we're gonna close high still, certain so breaking a certain daily or weekly, it might be the weekly resistance again, and still be bullish. Or it might give us that bad news to be like, nah, you guys, and we keep on going down even more this week. And then next week, we got all that fucking data I just said that's gonna fucking really the Fed paid attention to. So we investors are hella gonna pay attention to look forward to that. It's not gonna be that's why when we have data, it's you're looking forward to the data because that's what the Fed is looking forward to. So that's why even though the market overnight with S&P, how Asia pulls the market down because of whatever fears, and then Europe sustains that price, and then starts rallying once, especially once we get to like 3, 4 in the morning because the data, all the important data is always gonna come out at 5:30. If it's weird that it doesn't come out at 5:30. It's weird if it comes Arizona time. It's weird if it doesn't if it comes out at 6:30 or 7, which is fucking rare. If that the case, it's gonna be some other data, but it's not gonna be real important fucking data because that way they can fucking take a move out of it. That way the market will get stuck consolidating in this fucking area. Then the data will come out, or break out of there. Then the market opens. You now have to fucking be hoping. Oh man, now I was hoping it was gonna stay in that consolidating area to fucking take advantage of the good news and blah 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 blah. But now I gotta figure out if the rally's gonna continue or if we're gonna have some sort of pullback or it's gonna go down. And that's what people get fucking trapped. What has happened to myself. But then once you understand the patterns of the market or what is looking at what's moving the market, what's going on, so you pay attention to your geopolitical update, you do your what the president is doing today, you also look up what is the market update pretty much, just to also keep updated like every 4 hours, just in case um so and so gets attacked or whatever it is. Like you can be prepared and see where it's gonna drop down. Or anyways, so that's what the markets pay attention to right now. Let's go to your 3 hour candle. We got that boom 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 boom. So this indicator here again with my fucking drawings, this 15-minute candle is your pretty much your buying zone area. If you see in the past, this is when we had the war and we got out of the war and the market was all bullish, and then now they lied to us and we're now scared again. So instead of dropping like with the war and all that shit, is create support. This normally is the bullish zone for the 15-minute. That's why you see 15-minute here. You have other fucking shit over here you can't see once you go to the small time frames. But this is your 15-minute support zone. This is your 15-minute buying zone. If it breaks this, I know that the crisis going on is way scarier or whatnot. So then I take advantage of that, and I'm gonna have another zone right here. You can see it from here to here. And whenever we do have any other bad situations and the market gets to this zone, I know that, hey, this is your buying zone. So pay attention once the market starts stabilizing. Pay attention to what data is coming out. All right, so that's still bullish. You can see it has a lot of strength. Still underneath the border, but it has a lot of strength. Still underneath the border, you want to go to the green, with the grass is green, and have that fucking push. So we still got a lot more to go if this rally still continues. To our candle again, this is your cushion zone. This is your buying zone. So if the market breaks this cushion right here, your next zone is gonna be this to buy. So even though the market is doing all this movement and this is not this tells me what's up with it. This tells me, hey, yeah, we got out of the fucking the bottom, and we're now fucking rallying on up. Now we get fucking, like I said, all this bad news. All it's gonna do, we're gonna get trapped in between here, way below. We don't have volume. Is gonna decrease. You're gonna see more pressure coming on down. Again, this is the 1 hour candle. This is normally the buying zone. See, look, normally your buying zone is right here, from the 1 minute to your 15. It normally bottoms here and you buy, bottoms here and you buy, bottoms here you buy, bottoms here you buy. And this is again when we're in the war and the fucking all that shit and whatnot. But when we have bad news, that's why I have this 15 minute. This is your next buying zone, and you fucking buy from here. But you come down, create support in your next buying zone and whatnot. Notice how right here in the 1 hour candle though, we're actually fucking right by the border. Notice the volume going up. Notice because right now, especially with Nvidia, that's what's moving it. That's what's giving that push. And we still by the border. So once we get close to, I want to say 11 or 12, that's when we'll see more movement towards the upside. Especially when the market's about to close um, at 12:30, 12:45. The market closed at 1, but Nvidia on TradingView goes to 2 p.m. 30 minutes. Again, your buying zone, 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 your buying zone. So that's why I'm point also. Shout out to fucking Harris. Probably the only one watching this shit, but yeah, so this is your buying zone. Especially how I noticed how throughout yesterday, even though whatever the fuck it was doing this shit here, it wasn't breaking. It wasn't breaking the buying area. Machine gun stuff. All right, so and also right here getting to your 15, this is normally when the market then starts fucking having trouble breaking. So this is when the market starts either pulling on back or it sustains, and we see a bunch of this. We see a bunch of this where we have these small pulls, but the volume's still high, so it just keeps rallying and rallying, and then have small pulls, and then rallying, be like choppy wise, but then pulling. Now, when we start seeing it going lower, for example, or getting a double top, pretty much this right here is telling me that just like the candles, the market's gonna start going down. You see them right here, see them right here, and then also when you start seeing it go down and nothing keep that rhythm, and it's hanging by the border again. It's hanging by the border. Telling me the market's gonna start dropping even more heavier. Again, create a support in your buying zone. Here we come to the 15. And again, your buying zone, we have bad news here. So notice again, your first buying zone, your purple box, and your next buying zone, the green box. Buying zone, 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 buying zone. Sound like a fucking song. So again, notice again we're in the 15-minute candle, and notice how we're keeping that pressure towards that fucking this area right here. See, I'm with the 10-minute right here. Notice 10 minutes, those your rejection zone. Your rejection zone. rejection zone. We gotta have some crazy wow, Trump is going China type of shit to have these fucking crazy spikes to break beyond that. But right after that, they'll pull back. They'll pull back. So in a way, I'm like my own fucking indicator. I customize my own indicators. Somehow I can see it, synchronize it with the candles, and understand it. So same like the candles in the graph, I gotta mark them down. I go through it through the monthly, through the weekly, and March to see where the highs and the lows were at. So in some sort of way, my mind is like also just like all these indicators have they calculate the high and the lows of every day, and they'll see that all this shit, but they'll put it just like they'll they'll show it in different ways by just having a line. Oh, the first line means this, and the second line means that, and third. But in reality, that indicator is taking all this data from the candles, from where they close, to all this shit, to just telling you a simple term. So my brain is getting all this shit, seeing all these lines, seeing all these boxes, but fucking somehow simplifies it where I can see it. So again, right here, the market will make these moves. Let me show you. So let's go to the 15. So even though the market was doing all this shit right here, the market was more calm and telling me, hey, we're still good. If we were really gonna go down, you would have seen this somewhere down here. You would have seen it coming in here. You wouldn't see it holding like this. So as I'm seeing all this, I was like, there has to be some movement during the nighttime. It's gonna be your 11:45, 12:30, whatnot. If we don't get out of here, then we're gonna start pulling on down, or we're gonna get stuck here consolidating in the small range right here. And as we get towards the end of this 8-hour candle downtrend, we're gonna eventually then start breaking down through the night if we don't break out of here. So that's why this the breaks out of that 8-hour trend. I was like, okay, now we're starting. Here we're going. Um, and again, notice how we're getting momentum. My bad for other lines. We're getting momentum. We break into this box right here, the orange one. This one right here. We get inside of there. We lose volume, and then we pick up. That's what it normally does. If we were gonna go down, this would come down here. This would have been down here. This would have been somewhere here. And the moment you came to here, we would have been by Mexico and the border, and we would have started dropping on down. And we would have gone down in here, create support in this area, fake it, and then come down again and keep going down, sort of shit. So as we go into this area, we're gonna get a lot of fucking volume and be normally up here in this 4-hour candle. And then from there, we're gonna start retracing or getting bullshitting because we're gonna close there at 10 most likely or above there. Or we're gonna fucking losing momentum to go up, and you're gonna start seeing curving here. But if we're gonna have that excitement, you're gonna see it start getting inside of this box right here, and you're gonna start seeing this go up. All right, back to this. So 10 minutes, same shit. Your buying zone, your buying zone, buying zone. 5 minute from the pretty much from the 4 3 hour candle all the way down. It's picking up volume, is looking healthy. Here we coming to that again. This 15-minute candle is like your confirmation of, all right, we oversold. Pretty much, I mean, we overbought and we oversold. And then it starts picking up, and then as you go through your 15 year one, you can understand how all the other ones are gonna start moving, where they're gonna be at. So let me take this shit off. Let me go back to this. Let me go back to the 1 hour candle. Focus on this. So again, if we close this 9 hour candle right here, we're gonna start coming here at 10. But as we come to 11 or 12, it's gonna pick up again and be up here again. There's no reason for the market to start close here at 10 and then start coming down and just keep going on down the rest of the day. It's gonna end up creating support either here from 10, 11 to 12 and then start going up. And then your worst is that we come down here and make some sort of U, but that'll be very volatile. Since we're looking for Nvidia, it shouldn't be that fucking volatile. It should be just somewhere in this region at 7,405 and maintain that and go up. And that's what we start. That's if that's how we pull down at 9 o'clock and we close here at 9 at 7,418. And then from there 10, 11, and we close down here at 10, and then 11, 12, playing this with this weekly, scaring traders, option traders, and then pull back up and still close in this 50 or barely break it. Let me check with Ethereum real quick. So again, once you start seeing big Ethereum closes for a 4 candle at 9, the next one at 11. So we're still closing strong. Let me see how we closed last night. We have a daily right here. It's gonna be orange. And we'll pull this 50 weekly Fibonacci forward. So the area to pay attention to is right here in this block. From 2,110 to 2,130 for Ethereum. Sorry if I say Bitcoin, some other fucking coin. We're also closing an 8 hour candle. So that's very important. So notice how it's consolidating right here in the zone. Yeah. Yep. So the market closed at 2. Ethereum closes, not Ethereum, but crypto in general, but Ethereum closes its 4 candle at 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, at 1. And the market closed at 1. So we should see more action at 11:40. No, at around around the same time. You should see Ethereum around 11:45, 12:30 start breaking up in this upper region, or even sooner, and break this weekly. Break this weekly resistance. Notice how we've been consolidating inside this red box right here, and then your core is this orange box. And even the indicator is telling you, hey, this is your entry, and these are your targets. And as I go in the 1 hour time frame, you see them more clear. The other one that I got was from way up here, I'm guessing, right here. The market started going down. So now it's reading that this is your entry. And it makes sense. You can clearly see it, how this is your core. 30 minutes, 15 minutes. But again, once it comes down to this, you will see this same area, but you'll see the greens down here, hitting down here, hitting down here. From the 15 all the way to the 1. And the higher we go in the time frame and the more you see this in that area, it tells you a lot about the area, especially in the higher time frames. The fact that it's just showing us in the smaller time frames here makes sense because we've been pretty much stuck in this zone pretty much all day. But the moment we lose that strength and we start going down here, and you're also gonna see in the S&P 500. But that's why I pay attention to Ethereum. This price right here, this box is very important. and the fact that it's uh just hanging over its weekly 50 Fibonacci, like I said right here. So back to the S&P. Hmm. Um. What else? What else? What else? Let's look up what's going on with the market. Google. Actually, I have it here. No, that's not it. All right. Geo. Oh. Oh. The geopolitical theater is marked by expiring 48 hours of policy in the middle. What? The global geopolitical theater is marked by an expiring 48 hours. What is today? Wednesday. So by Friday, they always do this shit. And then Friday's gonna be the whole like, oh, they didn't do it, but I'm gonna give it over the weekend. If you don't do it over the weekend, I'm gonna attack you for sure. Blah 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 blah. Um, a massive strategy meeting between Putin and China and escalating drone war, testing NATO's eastern boundaries. Yup, that fucking bomb, China and Russia. That's why when Trump went over there, it's like, oh, okay, actually, okay, hey, my respects to you, yo. I see what you're doing, but I'm not gonna show that weakness. I'm gonna say we're still the great, we're the best, and this is not. But nicely done, nicely done. Okay, okay. Now I know where I'm at. Now I know my position. So, Iran warns over global fronts. Tensions have reached critical levels following President Trump's administration that he halted a major military attack on Iran with just an hour to spare. In 1 hour, I, I was gonna, the fact that they said that on TV, Mr. Trump. So, uh, they messaged me. They got in contact with me and told me my friends told me to stop. Hours, 1 hour before, an hour before the fucking blast. 1 hour is about to go like this. Destroy. Um, Iran's Revolutionary Guards responded directly, warning that if the United States resume its offensive, they will open new fronts and spread the war well beyond the Middle East. Yes, yes. Why you get the fucking point, yo? You fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with everybody else and get everybody involved. It's like if me and the next door neighbor are fucking fighting and nobody does shit, nobody fucking helps me out. So nobody, you don't help me out? Alright, fuck you then. I'm gonna go and fucking start throwing rocks at your fucking house and breaking your fucking windows. What are you gonna do? You gonna fuck me too? It's like, alright, fucking fuck it. Like, let's fuck. Let's. I'm already fuck. I got. I'm just me. Nobody else helping me. I got nobody else. My other friend, nobody wants to get involved because everybody knows how this escalated. That's why NATO didn't want to get involved in this. So that's why Iran has no other option. Like, hey, you're my neighbor, but I'm sorry, bro. Like, you gotta get involved with this shit too. That's what they're gonna be doing. Like, that's we also got cables, all the internet cables, all that shit. There's cable that run through their fucking property, just like there's fucking lines, wire. Think of it, if I really fucking hated my neighbors and I didn't give a fuck and had no other choice. You don't think if I had the materials to dig up and find these fucking wires, the what do you call them, the internet, like the fucking cables that have all the, anyways, get the fucking point. And I cut them up. Now your whole block doesn't have internet, doesn't have lights, or doesn't have whatever, because I decided to cut whatever was in my property to affect everybody else to suffer like I'm suffering because nobody's helping me. And that's what they're doing. The Trump administration has given Iran a tight window to finalize nuclear. So I'm gonna look this shit up. Either Trump said some sort of shit of, hey, you got 48 hours, so I'm gonna do this and that, or it's something different. But I believe something like that's gonna happen because what a coincidence that, hey, they pull you on the side, talk to you, convince you to not attack them, and so now it's like around saying, oh, you were gonna attack us. Oh, okay, for sure, bro, for sure. You want to do business, but you're gonna attack us, right? Because you're telling your people what they you want them to hear or whatnot. Um, a major domestic policy setback for administration of the U.S. Senate voted on the starting resolution aid. Okay, fuck that shit. Russia President Putin arrived in Beijing levels talks with China. Emerging from their meeting, the two leaders joined signed 40 agreements extending the strategic ties. I'm telling you, Trump knows what the fuck's going on. He knows he's losing power. And it was the whole COVID thing. It was the whole Biden kicking out Russia. Everybody else saying like, I don't want to. Yo, we've been colonized by these motherfuckers. Do you want to work with us? What was that, Russia? You giving us a better offer? So everybody started fucking rearranging because you fucking kicked out one of the fucking leaders out that had a lot of fucking people underneath his realm, a lot of fucking people that he could have helped, but since you guys had him under your control, now these niggas are like, yo, we don't really want you guys. Like, Putin said he's gonna help us out, and then China started doing the same, doing this with Africa, helping them out, doing all these little countries. The BRICS was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Then you got the guy that was saying, you know what? Fuck you guys in the group. He was the guy in the group saying, well, fuck you guys. It's just me. Well, I don't need you guys. It's just me. Me. I'm gonna do it all. I'm gonna do it in my house. We're gonna do everything in my house. Cars in my house. Farming in my. So all this shit. So then now that made everybody else be like, yo, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? Yo, you used to be cool. Now you're a fucking weirdo. We were friends for fucking years. Now you're fucking telling us we're a piece of shit. You want to jack our land? How can we trust you? How can we? And you're a protector. You have guns all over our territory. We depend on you. And this is how your true colors. This is who you really are. Fuck that. We don't want to work with you. Hey, China, can we? This is Canada. Can we talk to you? Hey, so United States like, oh shit, no, you're not gonna away from me. I gotta take Salvador. I gotta fucking take let's we gotta take Iran. So all this shit was caused by us or whatnot. So all this movement of the market going down and up the whole fucking time has been just emotions based on the war, not data. So when him saying the S&P is up so and so, the Nasdaq is up so and so, yeah, it was driven by just by hopes of and that the war is over and earnings from AI companies, but not fucking all of them were great. We had bad news with some of them. We had a lot of red flags, and yeah, it is like, oh yeah, look, the market is up. I did that. Oh look, the gas price is up. I did that. They don't really give a fuck about the gas prices. They're just gonna fucking blame it on somewhere else, blame it on Iran, because Iran had nuclear guns and we had to do this, and they're the ones. And but we got gas, so we doesn't worry about it. All right, enough yapping. We're still holding on strong. I'm in a trade. I got in a trade, I believe somewhere here, or it could have been this one. Let me show you real quick. Well, that's how it looks. That's crazy. That's weird that does that shit. We'll go like that. See? On the S&P on SPY. And I have my Weibo account also ready on the side just in case. So the reason why I didn't go on the S&P, first of all, volume was very fucking high in the morning. The SPY was at around 200, or could have been more. The S&P 500 of Robinhood was at 4,000, which normally is around 1,000. So yeah, I could have gone in, but seeing how we got again the yields, um oil, and no data in the morning, you don't know what's driving the market up besides the Nvidia. Since that's towards the end, I know it's gonna be in the mornings make small movements like this choppy, but then once we get in the last four candle, because I break down the market in just into two types. You have your first forward candle, which is from 6 to 10, and you have your last one, 10 to 1 or 2. But if you don't do it in that time, if the market doesn't do this at in between your 7:45 to 8:30, then the market is gonna then, depending what's still going on, what's in front of us, or anything in front of us that we're chasing. If anything, it's like um that thing, that drawing where somebody has a stick with a dollar or food in front of somebody, so that behind them they have a stick in front of them, and the person only sees, the food and the dollar, and they're just chasing after it, whatnot. So once we get to the last, that's once I figure out, like, okay, we still got that. That's what they're chasing. They're chasing the Nvidia. So they're chasing Nvidia. They're chasing that Nvidia's gonna come out good. If it was the FOMC and we just had bad data with labor or whatnot, then the market would have been way more fucking happy. Would have seen way more because it's Nvidia and the FOMC. But since we figured that the FOMC report is gonna be bad, we got Nvidia, but we still got the war, and it's not so it's not a guarantee that Nvidia's gonna come out with good earnings and we're gonna fly up or whatnot. Also, um, we got a lot of tension going on, and we just still gotta have conflicts. So we could fucking rally today, but and with tomorrow pull us back down, and then he mentioned something about the war on Thursday, so we can just be, instead of breaking, we can just be consolidating this new range that we think we're gonna break out and fly out of here. And by that I mean this area right here, this right here. So let me see if I can find an actual. So look, here's your head and shoulders, your foundation. Here's your shoulder, your head, your other shoulder. That's what I feel like it needs to break down and complete. But let me see if I can get a more accurate one. Better more structure of it. They 4 candle. Either we're gonna close a 4 candle here, which would then the next 4 candle. I wonder if it's gonna do that. So right here, we're either gonna close here at 10, from 10 to 2, from 10 to 11, 11, 12, we may spike up and come up here. But once we get to 12:30, maybe we'll come back down and we'll close here at 2. Either here, somewhere here. And then when the next forward candle opens, we'll be forming a 3 candle box. And depending how the data came out in the earnings, you will see the next forward candle box, which is going to be from 2 to 6, open red down below here. And then with that or before that, around, because we close, also you're going to see with Ethereum's going to pull back if we have bad news and hold it. And then from 1 to, from the market close at 1, depending if Nvidia releases their earnings before the market closes, we're gonna see reaction um, on crypto at 1 o'clock and 1:30 or 2, whatever, by 2, um, and we'll see a pullback, or it'll just close somewhere normal right here. But if when it opens the next forward candle, it closes even lower and it holds that, then that tell me that Nvidia earnings was bad, and you're gonna see Ethereum be showing that one your 2 o'clock, especially 2 or before that. Another thing that I'm noticing right here is, so this EMA, to be bullish, you want the green line to be above. So something that I tend to forget to pay attention to is where it's at. You don't want it to start going below this orange line, especially in your higher time frame. So something to pay attention to too. Or if with the green line is below the orange line, pay attention to if it's been stuck. If it starts breaking out of that area, it shows you that a rally stage is about to happen. So for example, in this area right here, notice how it's picking up. It's going above all of them again. And you see it's now above all of them. Same, and you guys see the same all the way down to the, so right here, that's when you start paying attention to when the green starts going down. I want to say maybe below the orange or red. This is gonna be your support. Watch. This is gonna be a support right here. Right here. So as we come down, it's gonna be touching the support area, and we're gonna keep on bouncing. The moment we start breaking this, the green line starts going down with it. It's gonna be in this area right here. It's gonna start holding and maintaining, going back up. Otherwise, we lose this. We start going down. You'll start seeing the green line just going out below all this, especially right here. You'll see it come down hard. I tend not to really pay attention to that, but something to keep an eye on. Let's see in my indicators. So either right here, we're gonna have to pick up, and again to maintain the momentum, or we're gonna start breaking to get again more buyers down here in this region. I'll pick up again in the market, and this bitch will come down again, either to this zone or this zone, and go back and get stuck in this area. Get stuck here in 9:45, 12:30, and then either shoot up at 12:30, 12:15, or it's gonna start pulling down really at 12:15, 12:30, and really start getting people fucking uh, screwed. And they'll start closing their trades, opening a trade, closing a trade, and all that shit. All right, and because pretty much 50% of this is right here. So that's why it's a crucial area for the market starts fucking with you. Besides that, I don't got nothing else. I'm gonna come back and update. I want to say at 11 o'clock. Before that, 11:45, 12:30 starts happening. Hopefully it makes sense. But this is Brian Seacrest. Where's it at? 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 Wait, people. Wait for me. Wait for me. Where's it at? Oh, right here. There you go. This is Brian Seacrest signing out, folks.